Viewers, we are just quickly shifting our focus to Prime Minister Modi, in fact, reaching Malaysia. These are the first visuals that are coming in of a grand welcome being extended to the Prime Minister at the airport itself. Prime Minister Modi reaching Malaysia. It's a big boost to India-Malaysia ties as we speak, and a grand welcome and a ceremonial welcome at that, that we are in fact looking at. The visuals that have started coming in. Of course, as mentioned earlier, when he was leaving for the country, it's going to be a 2-day official visit. There are children there from both sides, Indian diaspora as well as those of Malaysian origin, all assembled to welcome the Prime Minister. And as we see, he's being accompanied by the Malaysian Prime Minister, Anwar Ibrahim, who has come in to welcome him. This will mark Prime Minister Modi's third trip to the country and the first since elevating ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership in August 2024. And the bilateral talk that shall be held, from what we are given to understand, the key agenda at this point of time on the tables is the defense ties, how to further the defense ties between these two nations. Apart from defense, we'll also be looking at trade, investment, security, digital technology, also that becomes a crucial part at this point. Energy, given that India is looking forward to diversifying its energy supplies, education, healthcare, tourism, and people-to-people ties, basically. Again, the agenda will be including reviewing the full spectrum of the relations that the two nations share, one that in fact converted into comprehensive strategic partnership in August 2024. This shall be the first time the two leaders are meeting up post that very partnership that was established and signed upon. And they will also be addressing key regional issues at this point. Prime Minister Modi is also what we are given to understand, meeting Indian diaspora in Malaysia, and there shall be a series of MOU exchanges wherein he shall also be meeting business representatives in Malaysia. At this point, we have Shivani. This is, of course, visuals coming in from Kuala Lumpur. Shivani Sharma joining me on the broadcast with more details on this. Shivani, a very good afternoon to you. First visuals of the Prime Minister having landed in Kuala Lumpur. And we see the Prime Minister of Malaysia having personally come in to welcome him with that ceremonial grand welcome, also a cultural program of sorts that was also a brief one at that also played out right there.
Shivani, this is how most of the countries have been welcoming Prime Minister Narendra Modi wherever he is going on his global journeys. And this one is also special because Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he has now landed in Malaysia in Kuala Lumpur, and we can see how he has been welcomed. And wherever the Indian Prime Minister is going these days, the welcome is cordial, the welcome is extraordinary, and especially the people from Indian roots who are present there, they are also welcoming Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And here we can see that Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, he has himself received Prime Minister in Kuala Lumpur as he landed, as he started his 2-day visit to Malaysia. And this is very important, Shreya, because this also shows how in the last few years the whole world has changed its perception towards India. They are now taking India as a global South leader. And this particular visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi is important not only strategically, but also as it is enhancing the ties between India and Malaysia. This is the enhancement of the comprehensive strategic partnership between India and Malaysia. We can see that the special welcome arrangement has been done at Kuala Lumpur as Prime Minister landed there today. Prime Minister of Malaysia himself, Anwar Ibrahim, he himself is present to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi as he landed there. He will be meeting the Indian community in Malaysia too. Prime Minister will also be holding high-level talks regarding the strategy, defense, the cooperation between India and Malaysia. And this is an important visit, a 2-day visit that has started today. Shreya.
Very true, Shivani. And in fact, from what we are learning, Prime Minister shall be engaging with the Indian diaspora there as well. 2.9 million, that's the number we are in fact gathering, roughly again, of the Indian diaspora. And this event will take place at Salamat Datang Modi Ji event that has been organized in Kuala Lumpur itself. What's important here, Shivani, is to understand, and as you have also pointed out, each of these visits of the Prime Minister to different countries and the way we see him engaging with the people there, the Indian diaspora, and also welcomed by the leaders of those very countries, oftentimes by both the one in power as well as the opposition sides. It really shows India standing in the global south as a leader of the global south at this point of time. So that is where geopolitically we stand as a country, and this comes in as on a day when we're already seeing India having, negotiated a very crucial trade deal with the United States as well.
Shreya, definitely there is a change in the way people used to look at India a few years back. The perception has changed, the acknowledgement of the fact that India is growing very strong as an economy and as a strategic leader too in Global South. And here we are seeing that how Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been received personally by the state heads. And today also in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, we are seeing that warm welcome where the Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, he himself is receiving Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And definitely he will be meeting the Indian diaspora, the Indian community in Malaysia. It is nearly 3 million people out there. They represent one of the largest Indian diasporas in the world. So there has been an immense contribution to Malaysia's progress, and their role as a living bridge between India and Malaysia is also shows that how this historic friendship is being taken ahead. So certainly, Prime Minister has now been received at Kuala Lumpur, and he will be holding talks between India and Kuala Lumpur state head, and this will be regarding the defense and security ties, the economic and innovation partnerships, and also the people-to-people connect that India thinks is the strongest between nations, to grow that bond between two nations, the people of those two nations. And here also we'll see a blend of Indian Prime Minister meeting the leadership out there in Malaysia and also meeting the Indian diaspora that numbers at around 3 million. And they will be again holding welcome ceremonies, as we've seen whenever Prime Minister Narendra Modi goes to these countries. Not only those countries, their representatives, but the Indian community out there, they are overwhelmed, and that overwhelming welcome is also expected in Kuala Lumpur, not only by the state head, but also the Indian community and the Indian diaspora there. Shreya.
Absolutely. Shivani, thank you for putting it into context for our viewers out there. These are the visuals, viewers, that we are bringing to you from Kuala Lumpur, and we will keep a very close tab of how the official two-day visit to Malaysia of the Prime Minister goes.